Figueroa Jr. We're here. You're gonna fight Sergey Pinettes. You're supposed to fight Adrien Broner. He pulled out because of mental health issues. How difficult is it for you to kind of prepare for a new fighter now, 5 days out?
Well, I mean the styles changed completely, but this one is right down my alley because, like he says, he's gonna come at me and we're gonna duke it out in the middle of the ring. So yeah, I feel like it plays out in my favor.
When Broner pulled out, it seems like you've been talking about mental health and all that stuff. He pulled out, and it seemed you were offended by him using mental health. What was it that offended you?
Some of us have actually been dealing with mental health issues, and what people don't realize is that when you're scheduled to fight somebody, your training camps become intertwined. So we've been hearing stuff about him in training camp, and I'm sure they hear stuff about me in training camp. We've been hearing that he was out still partying, still drinking, and doing all these things. So that's why, to me, like, it was a slap in the face because I've been dealing with mental health issues, especially this past year and a half. And for him to, and I put a lot of work in. I put a lot of work in myself. I put a lot of work in behind the scenes. I went through hell. I thought I had my psychotic break. I was going through so much to fix myself because it's a daily, constant struggle to get to camp, to make it through camp, to sacrifice to be ready for the fight, and blah, 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 just all these things. And for him to pull that card at the last minute after we'd been hearing that he was out partying and drinking and eating and, it's a slap in the face, not just to myself, but to all of us that are actually going through mental health issues and that are struggling with this. People are committing suicide because of their mental health issues, and for this guy to just play it off like that and use it as a cop-out, I have no problem with him taking care of his health, of his mental health. I'm trying to advocate for that. I'm trying to get more men, especially because men are committing suicide at a higher rate than anyone else, to go out and speak of, take care of their mental health. But at the same time, for him to just use it like that and use it as a cop-out, that's what pissed me off.
Let's talk about your mental health. You spoke with Kevin Ioli. You said that you just recently learned that 20 years you've been dealing with ADHD, PTSD. What have you been doing to treat it now that you've found out that you've been dealing with this stuff?
Well, I mean, I started taking medication. I started going to therapy. Obviously, I had a pause because I had training camp. But as soon as camp's over, I'm looking forward to the day where I can go back to talk to my therapist and maybe try medication again and all that. But as of right now, I'm raw dogging it and I'm doing the best I can without it.
All right, you've been speaking out this week about mental health. Why do you think it's so important to speak out, especially boxers and influencers and people like you?
Have you seen the statistics of men committing suicide because of mental health? That's why it's important. We have fathers leaving their kids. We have brothers leaving their siblings. We have, people leaving their families every day because of mental health. So yeah, I think it's important. I think it supersedes whatever I'm doing with boxing. I mean, this is just my job, and thankfully I'm at a point where I can talk about it and I can have millions of people view it and listen and hopefully it reaches them and it gets them to go speak to somebody, especially if they're going through a dark place right now.
Okay, let's talk about your fight with Sergey Pinettes. Have you been able to watch tape? I mean, it's been 5 days out. How have you been able to prepare for him?
I mean, it's like he said. He knows what kind of style fighter I am. I know what kind of style fighter he is. We're going to meet in the middle ring and we're going to duke it out.